1963, and Topps is coming out with their new set, kind of the golden era of baseball, and a very popular set that they came out with. Had 576 cards in the set, released over 7 series. The 7th series is the most rare nowadays. So even like high-grade commons in the 7th series can fetch quite a premium. Also in this set, they had randomly inserted stickers, or called peel-offs. And that actually had a variation, because all those peel-offs could either have directions on the back, or they'd come without instructions of how to apply them. Now, there's a lot of errors in the set, and we're going to talk about those. 2012 Topps Heritage actually made a set that was mirrored this set, and it actually was kind of a throwback tribute of this set with the errors as well. They actually had errors that were the same numbers as the cards in the set, where they kind of intentionally made those errors to kind of pay tribute to the original 63 set. The 1963 set had kind of a condition-sensitive set, with the bottom of the card being the bright colors. The sides and corners seem to chip out real bad. In this set, we had several notables. We have the Pete Rose rookie card. Charlie Hustle, he shared the card with 3 other players. And that card's worth a ton of money. If you got it, hang on to them. One interesting thing about that particular card, it was mass-produced counterfeits. I mean, there are a lot of them out there. One thing that the counterfeiters did is they put a little bit of a black line around Charlie Hustle's hat on his little cutout there. And that's one way to tell if it's counterfeit. Also, they use thinner cardstock, so if you take a flashlight and shine it to the back of the card, you can actually tell where the card is fake. Some other notables in this set, we have the Mickey Mantle, of course, card number 200. This is Stan the Man Musial's final year that he played. So if you get his card, that is the final Stan the Man's card. Willie Stargell's rookie was in this set. Also, Dave DeBusschere. So his rookie card is in this set. It's not worth very much, I don't know, $5 or $10. And he's sharing the card with 3 other players as well. Well, if you don't know the names, Dave DeBusschere, he had a pretty good career in MLB. He didn't play very long. He went into professional basketball, and he is actually in the top 50 all-time players for NBA. He is in the NBA Hall of Fame, so kind of a cool one there if you have it. So a couple interesting things about this set. Card number 380, Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub. On the back it says that he had major and minor league stats, but that's actually wrong. He was never in the minor leagues. He came from the Negro Leagues. And it's funny because the comic on the back actually says he never played in the minor leagues, but they put that on the card anyway. I don't know if you consider that an error. I kind of put it in the trivia column. And cards number 371 through 466 has some subtle differences in the way that the cropping was done on the cards, kind of reminiscent of the 62 Topps green tint errors. Some of the croppings were just slightly different, as it looks like they kind of redid the cards later in the printing. There's quite a few errors in the set. It's a pretty fun one to collect, and it's a pretty cool error, so let's get started. Starting off with card number 15, Kenny Hubbs. Poor Ken Hubbs, he had a very promising career. He was kind of regarded as being like a future Hall of Famer. Well, this is his last regular card that he appeared on because he actually died in a plane crash. He was flying his own plane with a buddy, and they both crashed. Very tragic. He actually appeared next year on a memoriam card that Topps made for him. And ironically, the very next year, they put his picture on someone else's card by mistake. So kind of a weird error that Topps made. Moving on, card number 29 and 54. These are Rookie Stars cards. On both of them, they put 1962 Rookie along the top when it should have said 1963 Rookie Stars. And on the second one, they put it on the front and the back. They corrected both of them. They don't have a lot of value. $10 error, $4 corrected, and then the second one of 54 is $15 error and $8 corrected high book value. Moving on, number 102, the second series checklist has a variation where it says Topps Baseball in red, yellow, and red, where they actually came back and corrected that, where it was white, red, and yellow. I'll show you some pictures here. I'm not sure why they had to come back and correct that, but they wanted to change that. Those are considered variations. They both have a high book value of about $12. 113, Don Landrum.
This one has the picture of Ron Santo instead of Don Landrum. So poor Don didn't even get his picture on his own card. Card number 173. Now this is a weird one. This is Bomber's Best. Has Mickey Mantle with a couple of his teammates there. Well, this was really strange to talk about. I'm going to go over it real quick here. Between Mickey Mantle's legs, there's a bat knob. And it looks strange, okay? I don't want to spend a lot of time looking at his crotch, but he has a little bat knob sticking out there. He just had one leaning there. Well, Topps thought that was bad, so they came back and they kind of photoshopped it out, but if anything, they made it even worse. I don't really get it. I'm going to show you a side-by-side comparison. Beckett doesn't recognize that there is a variation, so both of them have a high book value of about $100.
Card number 231, Eli Gerba. Now this is an interesting story. Okay, so Eli Gerba, this is his card, but the main picture is not of him. It is of Ryan Duran, and we're going to talk about him. Ryan Duran, I mean, look at those glasses. I mean, I don't know how Topps got it mixed up, because Ryan Duran was known for these giant Coke bottle glasses. He was a pitcher with horrible eyesight, and he had to have these big glasses, and people kind of knew him for that. But he had a fastball that was incredibly fast, near triple digits speed, and people feared him. I mean, you had this pitcher throwing a ball nearly 100 miles an hour, and he couldn't see. People were afraid of being hit by this guy. He played 12 seasons. He was All-Star a couple times. More interesting, though, he was actually portrayed as Wild Thing, the character played by Charlie Sheen in the movie Major League. And so, of course, one part in there, Wild Thing pitches, and it's a wild pitch because he can't see very well. And Bob Uecker is announcing, he's like, just a bit outside, and he calls out. And so that's kind of a tribute to Duran, because that's who this character was based on. Ironically, Bob Uecker is also in this set.
Moving on, card number 274, the 4th series checklist. There's a variation where it has large or small white boxes around the 274 number on the back of it. Has a high book value of about $12. Card number 341, Jack Baldshoon. This one looks kind of weird. That little picture in the bottom left-hand corner actually has like a slash through his, a white slash through his body there. I'm not really sure what's going on. They did come back and change that, where they kind of filled that in. Not really worth anything, about $5 each. Number 376, Johnny Wyatt. Now on the stat line on the back, it has a broken line, that vertical line you can see there along the left-hand side of the card next to the years. They did come back and change that. Those are just considered variations. About $5 there. 387, Al McBean. Now on the little comic, each card has a comic on the back, and this one, they have the large A, the capital A there. Well, they had it in white or orange. I'm not sure why they decided to come back and change that, but they don't really have any value difference, about $5 each as well. Number 431, 6th series checklist. Comes in different colors. Again, I don't know why, but there's a white and red variation. Has a high book value, about $12. But there's a more valuable one. There's less of, more rare. It's black and orange, and that one actually has a high book value of $30 on that one. 454, Art Fowler. Card number on the back is orange instead of white. They just have a different color on that one for some reason. The orange is a little bit more value of about $30 as opposed to $25. Card number 483, Jim Owens. This is an uncorrected error on the back. Now, he's a pitcher, but it says he has a certain amount of run on where it should be his wins. And there's a little R for runs. Well, that's a mistake. If you're a batter, you have the R for runs, but he should have the W. They didn't change that one. And it has a high book value of about $25, not because it's any really rare card, except the fact that it's a more of a high number card. Moving on here, 509, 7th series checklist has a variation where the copyright is centered, or it can be found off to the right. Both have the same value of about $30 high book value, again, because it is a high number.
And 527, Ed Sadowski. Now in this card, he's missing the top border. You probably do not have this card. You may have never even heard of this error. This missing top border is extremely rare. This was the first one that was really found, and you kind of had the notoriety of being the missing top border. There's about 10 other cards cut out of the same sheet that had the same problems with the missing top borders, but very, very few and far between. I'm sure they're worth a couple $100 if you're able to find one.
And just real quick, I want to mention there's a ton of date of birth errors in this set. I started compiling them and I found about 15 of them, and I'm not going to go through each and every one, but I found about 15 before I gave up looking. I will say that a couple notables in there, Minnie Minoso, Hoyt Wilhelm, Juan Marichal, all had the wrong dates. Of course, we know Hoyt Wilhelm has it wrong in every card, because it wasn't until after he died that they found out it was the wrong year. He should have been born in 1922. Hey, one more thing. Don't forget to check out grunttalksmlb.com. I'll post a link below. My buddy Darren is over there. He's hosting my videos. I'm not paying him. He's not paying me. I appreciate him hosting my videos. We got a partnership, so go check him out and support him. He's got a lot of cool content over there, a lot of sports, interviews. He's doing a lot of Super Bowl stuff right now, so check him out when you get a chance. Thanks, Darren.
And that's it for the 1963 set. Did I miss any errors? If I did, leave them down below. We can talk about it. I'll reply to your comments. But that is a pretty good list and a pretty fun set to collect as well. So if you're making that, complete set, make sure you include those variations as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you're liking and subscribing. I'd love to see that number go up. So please subscribe so you don't miss another video, and we'll see you next time.
Vaughn into the windup in his first offering, just a bit outside.